What's up, guys? Today we're going to talk about something that makes us really sad. We're going to talk about why Nismo 350Z Bodywork actually sucks. If you lower your car
too much. Which
this car is a little too low. This is our good friend Guillermo's 08 Nismo 350Z, number 753. Or 756, one
of
the two.
It has a sticker on it, but I don't know if it actually corresponds with.
Just check the plaque and the armrest. I know it's in there. But anyways, this car, just to give you kind of a quick rundown of it, it's awesome. Did I lock it? So 753. Give you a really quick rundown of what it's on. It's on BC coilovers. It's lowered a lot. It's got some 18 by 10.5 square SBC and RPF ones. They're plus 22 offset, so the front tire is stretched, but the rear tire has a spacer on it. Personally, not the setup I would go with.
Is it a square set of wheels?
It is.
I didn't know. Okay.
The reason I know is because of the way the tire stretches in the front.
That makes sense.
So personally, I would run a 9.5, 10.5, 15 on this because the lip size is the same. Then you can run a fat tire. But we're going to talk about why Nismo 350Z Bodywork sucks. So if you guys have any other 350Z that does not have Nismo bodywork on it, like OEM bodywork, DE, a Rev Up, an HR, those bumpers, you can actually compare side by side. The weight of the bumpers are actually not much heavier than Nismo bodywork, but
Nismo bodywork is a lot bigger.
It is bigger, yes. But, you know, they wanted to try to shave as much weight as possible, and in doing so, they kind of went with the minimum requirement for structural integrity. So let's say you lowered your car and you wanted to angle up a driveway, but you missed. Or the driveway was too steep. You're just gonna lose a chunk of your splitter right here.
That's actually a very common piece we've discovered to break on Nismo bodywork.
I actually saw at a car meet a non-lowered Nismo 350Z with Nismo LMGT4s on it, 3-piece ones off of an R33. That was missing that corner as well, which is really disappointing. I think we're also missing, we're missing the corner on this side too. Now, if you hit a driveway hard enough, or maybe you're flapping a little bit too hard in the wind, you might tear this whole attachment piece.
Yeah, and to kind of prove that point,
you can kind of see how thin it is.
Well, not only that, but you see this is the bumper here.
Yeah, like that's where the bumper attaches, yeah.
Yeah, and so this should actually be, you know,
just sitting flush like that.
Down here. And on this car, you can see that it's there.
Yeah.
Because these are, on both sides, these are both torn.
Yeah, it's, so that's going to need to be repaired.
Yeah.
The side skirts.
Actually, before you get there, we have a couple other things, like the center front here. You see how it has the divots up?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the front splash guard kind of splits away. Oh, is this part of the splitter? No, this is the splash guard.
That's the splash guard.
Yeah, so the splash guard kind of splits away a little bit, so you got to be a little bit careful about that.
Yeah.
And if you rub too hard, you actually kind of shave your attachment points or break them away. So like, for example,
here,
this attachment point is broken away off of the bumper from the I guess we can call that an under tray extension panel, because it's more so.
Yeah, it's more for there under the car.
Yeah. This we can just ignore. Unfortunately, Guillermo had a bit of bad luck and blew a tire. That was unfortunate, but that's not blame. You can't blame the Nismo bodywork.
Yeah.
Before we get to the worst part, which is what I consider to be the side skirt, let's talk about this piece right here. Now, ignore the dent. I know you guys are probably already really sad watching this video. Ignore the dent. Unfortunately, Guillermo's string of bad luck meant he also got backed into by someone. But this was already here.
Yeah.
Now this little tear right here, I believe, is caused by the tire bottoming out because the fitment is so aggressive that it kind of basically just kind of popped the bumper a little bit. which is really, really unfortunate.
The rest of the rear is actually very good.
The rest of the rear is in great condition for, you know, for all intents and purposes.
For how low this is.
The this side actually I think it's fine.
Mostly secure.
Yeah. Mostly secure on that side, which is great. But let's talk about the part that makes us the most sad. Now, let's say you wanted to go over a speed bump or a driveway that was
of any grade,
a little bit too high for your ride height.
And by too high, what we're saying is like 10 degrees.
Oh, something you guys should know if you guys don't already know this about Nismo Bodywork, the side skirts sit lower than the front and the rear bumpers do.
Another thing to add to that is the Nismo side skirts are an add-on to the OEM side skirts.
Yes, they are not they're not actually like a full piece.
Yeah.
They're side skirt add-ons.
Yeah.
So as you can see here,
which I didn't know until I saw this.
Yeah, if you go over a speed bump, these side skirts, gosh, that sucks.
It's really bad.
Yeah.
Honestly.
It's just, this is something like, let's say you went over a speed bump and just kind of like bottomed out, or, you know, the driveway was just too steep, like you were going over a steep driveway to angle out.
I think that in particular is from dropping the front down on a steep bump.
Yeah, because that looks like a boom,
well,
you know?
Not only that, but that crack extends pretty far underneath. Remember when we had the car up, you can really see just how much of that lower panel is cracked.
And then this little dragon tail right here.
That's a good word for it.
Oh gosh. This just makes me so sad, guys. Like, it just makes me really sad.
Yeah, that's fair.
So you can see we're just missing the whole rear attachment point here. It's really unfortunate. That's kind of the bulk of it. Now for a bonus, this actually has nothing to do with whether or not you lower your car. In Guillermo's string of bad luck, someone decided that they were going to try to pry off his spoiler and steal it. Morons.
Well, dude, look at all the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like all these pry marks where they tried to get up under this, and like the mount point, you can feel the bolt down here. The mount point is kind of like torn through the wing.
Yeah.
Now, you know?
So this wing is either going to have to be at the very minimum repaired or just replaced, which basically means we also have damage on the left side skirt. This basically means that every single piece of Nismo bodywork on this car is damaged in one way, shape, or form.
Yeah, and that's actually really sad because there are no other parts on the exterior of this car that are kind of specific to the Nismo. I mean, even the base side skirts are regular. The fender, despite that one being messed up from a tire, it's still a normal fender.
Yep.
The hood's obviously been replaced, but every part that kind of made a Nismo a special car is damaged.
Yep.
And that's honestly really sad because like you look at a Nismo and like it's such a cool car.
Yep. So we just wanted to show you guys, and this, while some of it was due to Guillermo's string of bad luck, a lot of it really does have to do with the car being too low, and it's stuff that we haven't seen exclusively on this car.
Yeah. But on that note, it's important. The reason this type of stuff happens is because, like you saw with that corner on the bumper, the Nismo bodywork to save weight is very, very thin. It is incredibly thin. I don't know if it's really plastic. I wouldn't call it plastic. Yeah,
it's almost like, I think the OEM Nismo or OEM Nissan bodywork, I think, is polypropylene.
Yeah.
And
the Nismo stuff,
that's not ABS. It's like more flexible than ABS.
Yeah.
It's probably also polypropylene, but they just decided to go with like a really thin grade of it.
And that is what causes this problem when you lower the car too much. And like I said, you saw a stock height Nismo with, you know, the lower splitter corner missing. It is a problem with this bodywork. It breaks.
Yeah.
Something to think about if you do own a Nismo or you want to buy a Nismo and you want to keep the stock bodywork, get it reinforced.
So these would be my recommendations to you. Let's say, hypothetically, you have a non-Nismo or a Nismo that has bodywork that's in good condition, or you want to get Nismo bodywork. Either I would reinforce the bodywork before painting it, or I would just get shine bodywork, personally. He doesn't agree with this because he would rather go with OEM bodywork.
I would.
But Shine Auto Project bodywork has come a long way since their inception, and their Nismo 350Z, like their N3 style bodywork, I think you can get everything from them except for the spoiler. You can even get like little fender flare add-ons if you want. And personally, if I were going to get Nismo bodywork and I had not paid for it yet, I would get the Shine stuff if I plan to actually drive my car.
And I agree with you, because you're not wrong. The Shine stuff has proven to be thicker material. It's better. It doesn't come apart like this does.
Yeah, it's a fiberglass reinforced. It's FRP, but it's like their special blend of FRP, so it's like very strong, but it's not your classic fiberglass.
You're right, but I definitely agree with you on that aspect. If you're gonna put your car at this height, which is a thing, I would agree with getting that.
Yeah.
I also wouldn't put my 350 at this height. I would just deal with getting the Nismo bodywork reinforced, because it's authentic Nismo bodywork.
Yes.
And you know, I like authentic parts. So me personally, I'd get it fixed and reinforced. You'd get the Shine kit, and honestly, either option is a good option. But no matter what that option is, it all pretty much comes down to get this reinforced or replace it with something that is reinforced.
Yeah. Yep. So, you know, just so you guys have like an idea of like our experience with driving low 350Zs, the DE that we have for the channel, it's an 04. It has OEM bodywork on it, and it was.
I tucked 19s on it.
I think it was as low, if not lower, than this car.
I think the rear was lower than this car.
I think it was lower than this car at one point.
I legitimately used to drag the rear diff on speed bumps every time I drove it.
Yeah, and we did not have any issues with the bodywork tearing.
No, actually, kind of funny enough, the bumper had the tear from the previous owner using it for drifting. There was no issue.
He was drifting it at Apple Valley, where if you guys have been to Apple Valley, like there's a lot of high uneven road, and there are like even bumps in certain areas.
At that height.
And so the frame rails were bent. We still didn't have issues. No. And I don't mean frame rails. I mean, it's not like quite the frame rail. It's like the piece that.
Oh, the pinch welds.
Yeah, the pinch welds were
they're
bent.
pretty done. Yeah.
So they would press out the side skirt, but we still didn't have an issue.
Yeah.
So take that information
for what it's worth.
For what it's worth. Let us know what you guys think. But if anything, just type F in the chat for Guillermo's bodywork.
Sorry, Guillermo.
Yeah.
We like your car,
Sorry,
but
dude.
like it's.
We are going to raise this car. We are going to do. We're going to do some restoration on it. It may not be immediate priority because we obviously have a lot of other projects, and Guillermo just got himself a motorcycle. So
ride your motorcycle safely.
We've got some other videos on this car if you want to check them out. We do have a Nismo 350Z playlist. Let us know what you guys thought of the video. Let us know what you guys think of this car. If that information was useful to you in any way, shape, or form, let us know. And if you like the video, please make sure to like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and we'll see you in the next one.
And we appreciate you guys. Type F.
Type F in the chat for that corner and that side skirt specifically. Oh gosh.
Yeah, that side skirt's bad.